hope everything's working. And we're back. We got the 2022 Domies Awards tonight. Arguably the biggest episode of the year.
Maybe.
We want to dedicate this show to our loyal listeners. We got a contest coming up later on tonight, but we want to say thank you so much for being here every week in the chat, supporting us. It's been about 2 years now almost, so I think we've come quite a long ways. We got our sport coach tonight. Drums, you ready to go, buddy?
Let's go.
All right. We shall see you in 30 seconds.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the 2022 Domies Awards. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. As always, my name is Drums, and I'm joined by the brothers behind Kngdom, Regan, and Jordan Headley. As we always do, we send it up north first. What's going on with our boy Reg? How you doing, buddy?
Boys, I'm back. First time since beginning of November, I'm back. I can breathe. I'm not coughing every 2 seconds. It's too soon to say, but I might be completely back. Things are good, honestly. Arguably the best time of year. Tomorrow night we got our Thursday night hockey Christmas party. Friday night's our noon hour hockey Christmas party, and Saturday is our staff Christmas party. So it's lots on the docket right now. It's this podcast tonight, the award show. Things are rolling right now. It's an awesome time.
You're on a bender.
I'm going to be. I might get sick again. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm good, though.
Right on. This gentleman turned another year older on us over our little hiatus. Happy belated birthday, Jor. And how are things in Rossman, my man?
Top of the evening to you, ladies and gents. Welcome to the show, everybody. We're sure glad to have you tonight. Reggie, it's good to have you back too. I'm not going to lie, we're a little bit worried about you. Usually colds don't stick around for a month, so it's good to see you recovered. But yeah, was in Dauphin over the weekend. Had a bit of a surprise birthday party there at Boston Pizza, the go-to restaurant in Dauphin. I don't know why we didn't go to Mr. Mike's. I don't know who organized that, but
Sorry.
You did?
You dropped the ball?
Yeah, no, it was good. Went to Reggie's house after. Had a couple too many beers. Should give a quick shout out to Cam here before he heads out. Christmas party tonight on a Wednesday. That's weird. I got the New Outlook Wealth Christmas party tomorrow night in Brandon, and I'm really hoping that I can get out of my lane here tomorrow.
I don't think so.
I don't know either. We'll have to see.
Just pin it.
Yeah, I might have to do that. I got Dale on the line. He said he's stopping by tomorrow to help me out. So fingers crossed. Hopefully the roads are okay. I mean, as long as I can get out of my lane here, I should be able to, even if I have to go 60 or 70 kilometers on the highway. I don't think it'll be that bad, but the main thing is getting out of here. So, but it was one of the, Reggie, I had the same kind of day today. It was just one of those days where you feel like everything's going good in life. And there are days where it's the exact opposite of that. So it's nice when you have days like today. So we just got to be grateful and appreciative. And we got some good days coming up ahead here. So before we get to drums here, we have, like we've said, the 2022 Domies. We got a few other things tonight. We got the 2 contests. So we're making our the biggest draw in King Golf history for some signed Aaron Cockerill headcovers tonight. And we also got some special announcements that just kind of sprung up in these last couple of days that we're really excited to share with everybody. So I'll leave it there for now. We'll get to some housekeeping. We'll do the contests, and then we'll do the Domies. So Drums, you were celebrating Christmas a little early this weekend.
We had a little family gathering at Alyssa's parents' place, and then subsequently our entire household is sick since then. So it's been a time on our side of things. I've avoided it so far, but
Luca
little
probably
raspy
loves being sick,
but
eh?
we'll see. He hated it, and he actually wasn't too bad. He was pretty shitty for one day. Like he had a wicked cough, and his throat sounded like he was just eating cigarettes. And then the next day he bounced back perfectly fine. But Liz has been in bed for 2 days, and I've been scrambling to keep the house afloat here. But we're here. We made it. We're happy. We're joyful. It's Christmas time. We're ready to rock.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, buddy. We
Should
got bread
give,
in the chat tonight. That's a little
should
Bitcoin
give-
symbol.
Should give Bryce a shout out. He's actually he's watching live from it says on my phone Krabi, Krabi, Thailand. So he's all the way across the world, and he told me to text him when we were about to start so he get the time track figured out. So he's in the chat all the way from Thailand.
Chez is in the chat all the way from
It's gonna
Swan.
be a good show.
That's unreal.
Is Bryce underwater like Krabby SpongeBob SquareHouse or SquarePants house?
Squirrels. Yeah, he's in the SpongeBob SquareHouse.
Did you guys watch that growing up, or were you too old for that?
No, I didn't.
I did
You
a little
did?
bit. I did.
No, me either.
I was
was
younger
more
than
of
you
a-
guys, though.
I was more of a Recess, Arthur, Franklin, Bernstein Bears, Winnie the Pooh.
So Liz always makes fun of me because I used to watch Lizzie McGuire,
Yeah, me too.
but you know damn well why I watched
Yeah, 'cause
Lizzie
you're in
McGuire.
love with fucking Hillary Duff.
I didn't know
For
that
sure.
about you, Drums.
You shitting me? Every day after
wait.
school?
Was it after school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was
Also,
busy.
she is doing well.
Yeah, always has.
Real
Always
well.
will.
Plus
Um,
34.
Okay, we got some stuff going on. Welcome, Trev. We got Chez. We got Lane in the house. We got Bryce's plus 34. Yeah, that's right. Is Bryce gonna win back to back tonight? He's in for the draw for the ball marker and the head covers. And
So
the
he
hoodie.
could realistically go back to back to back.
He could.
Just clean up.
Speaking of across the world, though, boys, Cockerill, T4. What a way to wrap it up before you come home for Christmas. Like, that's just like
And
such
to have a baby.
sick send off. And to have a baby. Yeah. I mean, he's just, what a way to do it. That's unbelievable.
And as he's giving away head covers on the Domies right before that.
He texted me today and said, do you want these sent back? I said, sure, as long as there's not a fourth place premium on them. I don't know if we can afford that or not.
No shit.
Pretty crazy. It's I also like, I was thinking today at work, like, just when I woke up Sunday morning, it was a little late. I was actually following the whole weekend, and then we got carried away at your birthday there, and I didn't quite make it up in time. But just how cool it is, and maybe it's just the way our Twitter is. I might just follow all the people who are so loyal to him, but it's just such a cool thing to. I get not that he started from the bottom, but just like he is very legit right now, and people in Canada are finally starting to catch on.
Mhm.
And like waking up Sunday morning and my entire Twitter feed for like probably 20 people were tweets about him and how good he made out on the weekend. That's cool to see. Like it's awesome.
He did start from the bottom though. He's from bumfuck Manitoba.
Right.
Like that's a long shot.
It's just so
Fucking
cool.
snowball's chance in hell of making it in the
Mhm.
golf world, and he's doing it.
No
He's
kidding.
playing incredible. He's making a fantastic living for himself. Like he's doing unreal things. And yeah, same thing. Noticed like there's the TSN guys, there's the Canadian PGA guys all tweeting about him, writers, bloggers, everything. And then we get our listeners chiming in. We got Chez on there. Everybody's just in full support of this guy. So it's amazing to see. It's awesome.
Coolest part about it too, and I mean everybody in the chat will know, and everybody we know, like he's just a fucking solid guy. Like you want him to do good because he's just such a good guy. You know, like he's not one of those cocky guys that's on tour and you're kind of cheering for him because he's where you're from and whatever.
Right.
Like he is just such like you just want good thing. You know what I mean? Like he's just a really likable guy and a really likable athlete. So it's awesome where things are trending right now heading into 2023. I think it's going to be a massive year. Not to pump my own tires, I called the 69 and 420 tee time was going to lead to some big things, and it did. So,
yeah, it's good to see. And as you guys said, it is super cool just to see. I think it's more meaningful to me, especially. I mean, I can't speak for you guys or anybody else, but I mean, we grew up with Weirzy. We saw some of the older guys like Ames. They're from Canada, so that was kind of the connection we had. They're Canadian. But we've never had somebody from Manitoba before who's doing such big things on a stage of that level. It's not the PGA, obviously, but it's pretty damn close to the PGA. And some would argue that it's not to the quality itself. There's a lot of crossover there between the tournaments, and there's lots of guys from the PGA playing at these events. So it's really not too far behind, and it is amazing to see. And like you said, Rigo, the best part about it is he's just such a good guy, and he's come on the podcast a couple of times. He doesn't seem like he's at that level. He's
got our covers on his bag, for God's sake. Like he doesn't have to. He could have anything he wants. But yeah, it's cool. It's very cool. And also to that argument, Joe, a lot of the times, all it takes is those European guys who are all playing on that tour to get one break from those tournaments for an exemption into the PGA. And then they come across like my buddy Seamus Power. Look at him. I mean, he just had an unbelievable year. And yeah, all it takes, I mean, there's guys on that tour that are going to be PGA superstars. So it's not like he's playing against Joe Schmo, you know what I mean? Like they're all like it's unbelievable what's happening right now. We're tracking along week by week. It's awesome. I actually feel it's actually sorry to keep rambling on here, but it's kind of filling the Tiger void for me, honestly. Like I don't care about anyone else enough to wake up in the morning and check who shot what, but I do for him, and I haven't since Tiger. So
yeah, true enough.
Gives a good, it gives me a reason to follow the European Tour like close, right? And him.
Yeah, I agree.
A little more to what you said, Joe, with like the Canadian golfers, they're from distance, right? That's why I think I can speak for myself, gravitating more towards Graham DeLay because he is within our vicinity. So it felt like the hometown kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's right.
Now we got one.
We got our own.
So awesome. So shout out to AC.
Huge shout out. Welcome. Cheers, AC. Everybody in the chat, everybody in the group here. Cheers, AC. You the man. Keep making us proud. That's what we say.
Drums, you watch the match at all?
I didn't. No, we were tied up that night. I've seen some clips and stuff online, but that's about it.
Tiger's so solid, man. Just
unreal.
He's just such a cool guy, man. And the way he's kind of embracing being the older guy. I guess those guys aren't the young guys anymore, but
no, they're not.
Like it's just cool to watch all that. Those are probably besides Thomas, I guess, Spieth, Rory, and Tiger are three of my favorites. So it's cool to see all that.
There's a lot of chatter on Twitter, back and forth. I guess lots of people. Geez, spicy sip there. Lots of people. Liked it, but a lot of people said it was pretty boring. And I mean, we started watching it on when was that, Reggie? Sunday morning?
Yeah.
And it was kind of exciting off the start, listening to their interviews, blah, blah, blah. But as it went on, I don't know if it was just because JT and Spieth were 3 holes up after like 4 holes, but it was kind of boring to me.
I also think though that we were watching with Mom and East.
Yeah, that's true. Lots of
they were talking the whole time, and I think a big point of it all is to listen to what they're saying in between shots. And we didn't want to be rude though, because it's whatever. There's bigger things, but we'll watch it one day when it's just me and you downstairs and see what it's.
Yeah,
see how it was. Be a different aspect
week from now, hey.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got the PNC this week. So another dose of Tiger.
Sir Charles moved back.
I saw Charlie move back a couple tees. He's playing the same tees as Nelly Furtado or whatever her name is.
Don't say that. Nelly Corda. Her name is, and she's sick. Yeah.
She is actually sick. I've been seeing her quite a bit on Twitter lately. I don't know.
Well, she played this week. Hey,
I don't know.
She played in. I forget what the hell the tournament was even called, but it was like a 2-man best ball tournament basically. And so she paired up with a dude. No, it was a dude.
Did you guys see?
Two persons drums. You can't say man.
All right.
Did you see the shit? What tournament was it? Whichever one is the partner tournament. It's gonna be mixed this year.
Oh, really?
QBE shutout, yeah. Or
That's
shootout.
what I
I
just.
won the ball. Shout out to
That's
Trev.
That's the
Rob
one that
used
was
to
just
do
on.
this.
No, it wasn't on. You probably just saw that
My bad.
she announced who her partner was maybe for it. Like the
I'll bet ya.
announcements. Yeah. But that's pretty cool. It will be. I wonder who Brooksy's gonna team up with. Maybe AC and Brooke can team up.
Why?
Like Brooke Henderson.
Oh, I thought you meant Brooke Koepka. Brooks Koepka.
I said Brooksy, so I'll probably throw it off.
My names are on point tonight for sure. Is
But
Rob
did you
in the
just tell
chat
them?
tonight? Rob's usually our fact checker, but Trev and Chaz taking over for sure.
I talked to him earlier. He said he'd check in later. No, QB was on the weekend.
It was?
Yeah,
Was it mixed?
that's what I'm saying. She was in the fucking tournament. Like,
I thought it said they
You
were
knew her?
announcing it for the future. Okay.
Welcome to the kingdom. Welcome to the Domies. Speaking of that, do we have much else for housekeeping or not?
We should probably just get to the domes.
Sponsored by Trojan.
I thought they dropped it after last year's episode.
Speaking of last year, do you guys want to see a little highlight from last year?
Yeah. Although I got made fun of a lot for what we were wearing last year, so I kind of toned it down a little bit.
We were looking pretty good, I would say. Here we go.
Top of the evening, folks. Welcome to another edition of the Kingdom. Tonight we have a very special episode, probably the most special episode of the entire year. We have the 2021 Domies, which is the awards for Manitoba golf courses. We got toughest course, best.
We don't need to listen to all that. How do we look? Not bad.
I noticed that I was wearing a suit and I was drinking a bubbly. Probably sick again, probably on antibiotics again.
We probably should have cracked some champagne tonight, I think. I was going to, but I mean, you can't drink a whole bottle of champagne by yourself. Yes,
Oh, yeah?
I mean, you could.
Good. Yeah, lots has changed since then.
We got so I was going into the fridge. I wanted to share this story quickly because it kind of blew my mind what happened here. But this was right before the episode today. I went out to the garage to grab some beers from the fridge out there. And so I just opened the fridge up, grabbed two Coronas as usual, and came into the house. And I shut the door and like I kind of got a whiff of the whole fridge. And so I was like, what was that? And so I open up the fridge again and I'm still looking around. I don't really see anything. But then I look in like the bottom compartment, like one of the veggie compartments, and it's full of like pop and like Sprite, Pepsi, there's like a stevia drink or something in there. I don't know. Anyways, there's fucking 10 cans that like exploded in there.
Like they got too cold?
I have no idea. They were frozen. All of them were popped, like maxed out, and like 3 or 4 of them fully exploded in there.
Like they're frozen though?
Yeah, it was all slush and ice.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
The thing is though, it was only like, so I went to grandma's last week for my birthday. I had lunch with her and she gave me like 5 or 6, like old, I'm guessing they were pretty old. Pepsi, like Diet Pepsis or Pepsi Zeros, whatever the hell that's called. But they were the only ones that blew up. And the stevia ones, like there was Sprite, there was Coke, and a few other ones there. They were just perfectly fine.
Yeah, it'll be something with the sugar, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
the way
no
it freezes.
sugar.
With the way it freezes.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Because the stevia one was, and the Coke Zero or the Pepsi Zero, and all the other ones had sugar in them. That's a cold pop.
Science.
Yeah, so that's probably what it was, and it was the sugar. So, anyways, it actually smelled really good. It smelled like a Coke Slurpee. So I'll have to clean that up tomorrow.
Uh-oh. There's trouble.
Oops. First, Rubes.
Pubin.
Good to see you, Rubes.
Good to have you.
Cheers, buddy. Okay, let's do the draw for the ball marker first. How about that?
All right, let's go.
Okay.
So we did the draw for the ball marker. We didn't want to leave everybody out. The ball marker draw was pretty not well attended. I don't know what happened there, but like the weird thing is every time we post those ball markers, there's like 5 or 6 people who are like, yeah, I want one. We don't have any left. But we had a couple just like that I found. So I posted one as a contest. And there was only like 20 some people who entered it.
There's a lot of steps to take though. If you're a ADHD guy like myself, that was a lot to try to.
I thought it was just like the post and tag some friends.
No, and then you had to subscribe to both accounts on
Oh, really?
YouTube too.
Whatever. Fuck them. Yeah, here we go. We got the hat too.
Oh,
Check
that's
that
deadly.
video out.
That is a sick hat.
This was
Did it
hung
come
up,
with-
It was on the
rock
tree,
and
eh?
roll. Yeah. So when Grandpa Hal died, we planted a tree out at the farm for him. And 2 years ago now, I think, they actually transplanted that tree to number 6 at the Rossman Lake Golf Course, which is going to wreak absolute havoc in 10 years when it's fully grown. But
yeah.
anyway,
Well, that's
this,
cool.
this hat hangs on the tree along with a little plaque that the family had made for him. So it's pretty cool. We just took in the hat for the winter time here to keep it safe. So here we go. For one of the last remaining ball markers. Can you see?
No.
Brett Kitt.
BK.
Hey-o.
Congrats, Brett. Way to go. Odds were pretty high. Or pretty good, I mean.
Boy, Brett.
Is he the only name?
Pretty much.
I just said there's over 20, you knob. People are liking the threads.
Yeah. As they should.
You should, yeah, there you go, Reggie.
He is a treat.
Oh,
Kev's in the house tonight. He's in for the draw for the head cover. Should we do the head cover draw right away, or should we wait till after
No,
the
we'll wait
Domies?
till after the Domies.
After?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, we'll do it right before the best course is given away,
Okay.
because that's a bigger event than winning some head covers. No, I'm just kidding.
Think?
No.
Before we proceed, I guess we should mention we got something really cool happening in the King golf world, and we posted about it yesterday. Posted a video too, so I'm just gonna give like a real quick summary of what the idea is here for anybody listening, and then if they want to check out the whole 20-minute video that we posted yesterday, you're more than welcome to. So we posted on Instagram, on YouTube, but it's called 88 Sats, which means 88 Satoshis. So the idea here is that we're going to get 88 people, the 88 founders or the original 88, whatever you want to call it. Everybody's going to contribute about $250 Canadian. We're going to put it into a Bitcoin wallet, which will be made public. Anybody can go onto the website and look at the transactions going in and out of it. So it'll be held very accountable. We're going to have a board of directors, but the 88 people and the first 88 people are going to be the ones who kind of decide the whole direction of the project and the experiment. But the point is, we're going to sit on it for at least 5 years. It's probably going to be closer to 10 years. But at the end of that, we're going to hopefully have enough Bitcoin to convert into a golf course. So, and you're probably thinking that's crazy. And as the saying goes, so crazy, it just might work. And so I wanted to share a few other things here too that I kind of put into the, sorry, I got lots of papers here, into the video there and into the post. But like the worst case scenario is you're going to be paying about $500 over a 10-year period, and Bitcoin goes to zero and you lost everything. The best case is you're going to be part of a golfer, Bitcoin, kind of like-minded people, a network, a community, and have a lot of fun. And maybe, just maybe, we get to buy a golf course at the end of it. So there's lots of questions been coming in. We've had over 20 people who have not officially signed up yet, but who are wanting to sign up. So once that begins, it's pretty cool stuff, I think. So I guess if anybody has any questions, it'd be a good time to ask. Been talking to a few people, actually a lot of people in the last couple of days. So if you're interested, I just created a guide today. Send an email to 88 SATS, so 88 SATS at proton.me, or just send us a message on Instagram and I'll get you the email address. And it's just easier for us to track everything that way. So I probably missed a bunch of things there, but that's the kind of the gist of it. So
there we go.
No, it's a really cool idea. Honestly, I'm on the.
Yeah,
it sounds crazy, but it might work.
JTH.
Yeah,
There's
that'll
a
be the
lot.
next one.
There's a lot of shit that you waste stupid money on, and I just don't feel like this would be stupid investments for two reasons. I don't
If it's
think
actually an
Bitcoin would ever
investment,
go to
even if it's a
zero.
piss away, I've done worse.
I don't think Bitcoin's ever going to go to zero, and I also think it'd be really cool to create like a community in that 88 where you're kind of all hoping for the same thing. I'm a part of a couple things like that I don't know. You just want to, like I have been in the past and I am now. Like I guess like investments. It's cool. It's cool to be a part of stuff like that. And then one day if we actually had a golf course, it'd be absolutely nasty. So
The people's course, that's what we're going to call it.
yeah.
So yeah, just to stress that is that there won't be any SBF stuff there. It'll be very secure. We'll have the process in place where it's stored in like a cold storage wallet. There'll be 2 out of 3 people that have to sign basically every transaction going out of there. And how the math came to be is that Bitcoin in the last 10 years has increased by 30,000% or 3,600 times. So I divided, it was $5 back in 2012. And so that's how I got to 3,600 times up. And so if you take 18,000, which is the price today, times that by 3,600, which isn't a guarantee, obviously, but that equates to 64 million bucks. So I think we could buy a pretty nice golf course in Manitoba for 64 million bucks. And that's just like, that's the last 10 years. I think that as things snowball and the mainstream adopts it, I think that actually could be higher than that. So, I mean, for such a small amount, we're not asking for 20,000 bucks here to, it's 250 bucks. I just think it'll be super cool. It's not going to be the end all be all. I think it'll just, like you said, Rigo, it'll be something that we can all kind of gather around together and kind of rally for and see what happens.
Yeah, no, definitely.
What? I thought Dal was playing hockey tonight.
Yeah, so
Must be in the dressing room watching.
So Rube says it's going to be times 50 return on what's ROR. I thought it was ROI.
Me too. But
Dally, you in the dressing room, bud? Okay, so that's what we had for that. Should we get to the awards?
yeah,
Cool.
there's a couple more that are in the chat, but we'll get to that later.
No, we'll do it now. Partnerships with local businesses and golf course with our group, get some NFTs made. Yes. So after year 2, I think we had on the roadmap is everybody who is a founder will get an NFT, and that'll give you a bunch of different access. And anybody who gets in at the original 88 level will have a lifetime membership to this hypothetical golf course.
well, I would guess so if you own it.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what we'll do. So in the year 2032, we'll be incorporating our fund. We'll roll that into a corporation, purchase a golf course, and everybody will own like 1.1% of it. Yep. Kev's in. He's got the tee time already. Rate of return. I got you, Rube. Sorry, buddy.
Do you think this course will clean up at the Domies in 10 years?
Absolutely. It'll win every award. It won't even be a contest, I don't think. We'll have to cancel the Domies because it'll be winning everything.
Love to my oak cheese.
Do we call it Domie National?
Domie National.
We could call it Domie National. We could call it anything. That's the nice thing is there's going to be 88 people and everybody in the original group is going to have a vote on every significant decision that's made. So it's pretty cool. It's really decentralized. We're going to have a lot of different perspectives, expertise. We already have some very knowledgeable and respected and, you know, really good people who are already in the 20 that we have so far. So it's really exciting. I think, like I said, it's not the end all be all for anything. It's just something that I think we're going to, you know, sit on for 10 years and see what happens and have a lot of fun along the way. So, oh, sorry. One more thing. Can you guys hear me? My internet seems like it's getting shit.
Gotcha.
Okay. If you're not like into Bitcoin at all, well, that's what we're here to help you with. So if you're somebody who's like, I have $250, but I don't have a clue how to use Bitcoin, we're not going to discriminate to only Bitcoin people. We want everybody. So obviously you have to have some sort of belief and interest in Bitcoin, but I'm willing to help anybody through the process. So that's kind of my last point on it. So let's get the Domies rolling. Who's first?
Yes.
Yes.
Welcome back to the Domies.
Indeed.
Thank you very much for having me again. It's always a pleasure to come to the award show and make an announcement for the viewers ratings on the local golf courses. This one, the Domie for the top social media account, came down to a race between Dosa National and Oak Island, with the 2022 Domie going to Patrick Law at Dosa National with a total votes of 140 to 99.
Back to back.
Back to back.
I think
One more in the Call It Dynasty.
I think. Oh no, there's a couple of repeat winners.
Oak Lake's up and coming though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who's controlling that accounts, but if it's Des, he's starting to put out a lot more content anyways. Just in time for the season apparently, but it's a work in progress.
Yeah, I mean, we almost have to. Well, Oak Island was seen a lot in these Domies, and we took a lot of heat. Not a lot of heat, but we took some heat saying that we're really biased here in terms of having all the Westman courses. And I mean, it makes sense. The majority of our pals, our friends, and the people who tune in are from Westman. So obviously it's going to be a little bit biased, but we might have to call this the Oak Lake Domies next year after this year. So congrats though to Patty. Patty does one heck of a job. He's always got something going on. He's doing the winter golf out at Dosa this year.
That was cool. Virtual tournaments.
Yeah, he's doing virtual tournaments, which is really nice spin on it. I think it'll get people.
I seen something online, and it was like $178 a guy. You had to be on a TrackMan though, so you can enter tournaments, and there was cash prizes of like 170 grand.
Where?
For like playing these online tournaments, like virtual golf online tournaments.
Because you can play from anywhere.
Right. I think you had to have your rounds in within a 5-day span, but that's something that's probably going to keep popping up more and more. So that's cool that he's on that bandwagon already.
I'm going to have to change my swing 100% just to try to get a good virtual swing going. The fucking machine picks up what's happening.
Yeah. You struggle with the virtual.
Well, it just doesn't, whatever. It just doesn't work for me.
What was I saying there? Oh, yeah. So King Golf is actually going to be one of the sponsors of one of their tournaments this winter. So we got to figure out which course we want. Maybe if Oak Island's on there, we might be able to sponsor that one. Reggie, take us to most improved. Or drum, sorry.
I was going to say. So next up, we got most improved. The nominees were Wheat City, Scotswood, D-Town, Dauphin MB, and Poplar Ridge. And the winner for most improved golf course in the Westman area, the 2022 Domie, goes to Poplar Ridge.
Clap away from the mic here.
I'll be honest, I did not see this one coming.
Poplar's made some significant steps in the last couple of years. You can't argue that. they were nominated for best fairways. I think they were the runner-up this year. Well, I guess we shouldn't. No, everybody knew that. But their fairways are sick. Like it's a really good course, and their greens are always in good shape. The nice thing about Poplar too is it is a lot more quiet than Clear Lake. If I compare it to Clear Lake, where you're going there, it's you kind of get excited to go to Clear Lake, obviously, because it's a lake course. But you always feel stressed at Clear Lake. You feel like somebody's right behind you. You feel like you're on the clock. Whereas Poplar, you can go out there with a group of buddies. You can just take your time. You can take your significant other out to Poplar and just, enjoy the day almost. Does that make sense?
Does it take you 8 hours to play like a
No.
Clear Lake?
Man, it's a sick course. I say that every time I play there. I really enjoy Poplar. Like it's in good shape.
It is.
Fairways are
in really good shape.
The greens when it first opened were dog shit. They were like upside down bowls, but they've made a lot of improvements since, and they've made it more playable for everybody, which is kind of who they have to cater to. It's a really fun course to play. Lots of drivable-ish par fours. Yeah, it's fun.
So did they redo some greens then?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so they won most improved, which makes sense that they made some significant improvements. Weed City was the runner-up this year. Last year they won it. Weed City has done a tremendous job in the last couple of years in terms of getting it up to where the course should be, in terms of kind of the perception of the public. Grady and Dave have done an amazing job there at Weed City. But yeah, it is nice to see Poplar get some recognition, I think, finally, because they are kind of almost the Dauphin Lake of Gilbert in a sense. If you're going that way, you usually play Clear Lake. And maybe because Poplar is allowed to use different fertilizers too, that kind of helps the fairways and greens. I'm thinking that has to have a pretty big part of it.
For sure. Okay, we might have to run this back though. We're getting some info coming in here late. They don't have a beer cart?
I've never noticed that.
I don't think they do. I just don't think it's ever that busy out there enough to have a beer cart.
Well, they can't have a Domie then.
I know. And the other thing is too, it doesn't really go by the clubhouse until you're back at the 18th hole.
What?
They got that snack shack though that you can go to a couple times.
Yeah, you're right. And that hits about 3 holes, I think, right there.
Yeah. But I've only played it on like stags or like golf trips. I've always had a fully stocked bag of egg beer, so
You're ratting yourself out, you snitch.
whatever. I've only played it a couple times.
Is it Laverne who owns the course, Popple?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones that own the peel joint, right?
That's what I was gonna say. Like, I feel like he should have a beer cart with maybe some entertainment on the cart.
Little talent.
Yeah, Slobo's on to something. He says BYOB. I just
All right.
got red in the cheeks and embarrassed myself for saying I had some bag beers, but
Okay. Congrats, Poplar. Well deserved. Good job, Laverne. Every time I've talked to Laverne in the last couple of years, he's always very quick to respond, very friendly. And I think that actually makes a big difference for people wanting to go out there and support them. Okay. Moving on. We got the third Domie tonight. The best golf tournament. And okay, so a couple things here to say. So the King Cup was nominated. It was voted through the semis. First of all, I mean, even to be mentioned in the same sentence or category or anything with the Tamarack is such an honor. It honestly is. Like the Tamarack's been around for almost 100 years, I think. We're on year 2. And obviously we don't even compare to the level of organization, commitment, everything that goes into the Tamarack. We're not even in the same league. But it is cool that people did recognize the King Cup as something that they enjoyed going to. And we got some really good news to share right after this award in line with that. So the award we had the Tamarack, we had the Gilbert Plains Ironman, which is well deserved to be in this category as well. It was kind of the trailblazer, it seems, for a lot of Ironman tournaments that have popped up over the last couple of years. So shout out to Scotty and the Greens crew at Gilbert for kind of coming up with that idea. They were definitely the trailblazers and the pioneers of that space that I'm aware of anyways. because they've been running that tournament for 5 or 6 years now.
More even.
So, and it just seems like we're finally seeing that on social media. There's a bunch of these big accounts posting about the local Ironman. Doesn't really stack up. They got a bunch of like bowling pins and bullshit on the greens and stuff. It looks more Mickey Mouse than the Gilbert one. So we have the King Cup in there and the Desert Classic, which I believe is Carberry Neeps.
I think so.
Yeah. So those are the finalists, or the semis. The finalists were the Tamarack and the King Cup. And the King Cup got absolutely smoked in this one. So the total vote,
As expected.
Yeah, as expected for sure. The total votes were 155 for the Tamarack and 50 for the King Cup. So, as we said, we got smoked, but we're happy to even be in the conversation. So, thank you, everybody. Yeah. What's that?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Made the ship.
So, the announcement that we want to make tonight is Des actually just texted us this afternoon. And it worked out pretty good based on the amount of awards that Oak Island was nominated for. He actually said that people are going to think that Oak Island paid to be in the awards, but it was all, none of this was by us. It was all nominees, and it was all voted by the people. But the good news is that the King Cup is going to be July the 7th, 2023, Oak Island. We got it secured.
Book your holiday.
Book your holiday right now. Des said that they're between the stay-in plays out at Oak Island and the Manitoba Amateur there this summer. They're getting booked up very fast. So we appreciate Des for thinking of us and saving the date for us. So that's the date, July 7th, 2023. I think this is going to be the best year by far. And we'll probably do something for the early birds now because we have a date already picked out, and maybe we'll get some entries rolling in right away. Yeah, sorry, Sean. It is the Burt Cup. Is that the
same day
this year? Probably. It's been that the last 2 years as well.
The fuck.
So eventually, some people will start going to the King Cup, or maybe some people will start going back to the Burt. But I mean, we've had really 2 successful years at the King Cup, and I don't see any reason for changing it. So
I bet you the Burt Cup doesn't have the Live Golf bus as transport.
Or the Original Joe's shooters out there, the Absinthe.
Yep. Jesus
Difference is lots of guys golf in the Bird Cup as a write-off.
Yeah, that's right. And that's what kind of hurts us is it's a lot of companies paying for that.
And companies paying for it.
That's what I think separates the King Cup the most is that the 95% of the people who are at the Burt Cup or at the King Cup are there. They paid. They want to be there. They're to golf, right?
True. Yep.
So
nothing against the Bird Cup either. Just
no, absolutely not. The Bird's done one hell of a job raising all those funds through the years for the BU program. So it's just how it is, you know.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Okay, moving on.
The rest of the Tamarack.
Tamarack, yeah. I mean, we didn't really talk too much about that. We I guess we kind of do all the time. We should recap it a little bit though, because
probably they deserve it.
The board of directors, everything like that, the amount of work that you think that you just show up for your tea time on Saturday and Sunday, and then everything, the draw, the Calcutta, the everything just kind of happens on its own because it's happened the last 87 years. Like there's a lot of shit that goes in behind the scenes of that. And there's a lot of guys who put in a tireless week, like just a crazy week. Like it's actually unreal until you actually get to know like a guy who's on the board and you hang out with them that week and you see how much stuff they're doing. And I guess in the build up too, like you're trying to organize a lot of people. There's a lot of moving parts to that tournament, and there's all the flights, there's all the different categories. It's unbelievable. It almost seems to go off without a hitch. Like it just happens and nothing ever really goes wrong with it, right? I mean, they fight through rain delays, they fight through everything. They just find a way to get it done with that many people there. And it's not like it's I don't know, like trying to change tea times around and stuff like that. Like people are coming from a lot of different places around the area. They're not all just staying right there, and it's not a one-day thing. Like it's a week-long shit show that they kind of just fight their way through, and it's always such a enjoyable week.
Yeah, I'm with you. We've been attending the Tamarack since we were in the junior division, and we played. We missed a couple of years. We went out to PEI for some trips and miss the Tamarack. But I mean, it's almost like Country Fest to us in the sense where we just kind of do it every year, regardless of what else is going on. The Tamarack's always in the calendar. And yes, we absolutely should give a huge shout out to the committee. I mean, to have anything for 87 years, whether you're a business, whether you're a golf tournament, you have to be doing things right. And so the Tamarack has. I only remember a few instances where I was like, what is going on here over 20 years? And I think that was that year they had the new app there or something. There was a bunch of bullshit going on. But they, the next year they cleaned it right up. And like you said, Rigo, it really does run without a hitch almost. So a huge congrats to Tamarack. That's 2 years in a row. They won the best tournament, and they absolutely demolished us in this contest. So congrats to the Tamarack.
Okay, next up we have best greens. The nominees for best greens were Shilo, always some of the fastest, purest greens that you can play.
Big time.
Oak Island, sick, as we talk about all the time on here. Gilbert, I pumped their tires enough. I don't need to go into too much detail. You know how I feel about those greens.
It's deserved.
And Niakwa. Only played Niakwa once when I was like 16, and that's the one thing that stands out is how fast and how pure the greens were. Coming from a course like Dauphin back in the day when we did, it was like an absolute culture shock to go play those greens because they were like that.
Yeah,
that would have been in 2008. So I mean, they've been around. They've been that good for that many years. Like a lot of courses have figured out their greens in the last few years. Niakwa's been like that for years. So good on them for getting into this contest. It's tough for a Winnipeg course like that to get in here and have success. So you know that if they're in it, it's well deserved. The final came down to Oak Island and Gilbert, and it was Oak Island winning quite decisively over Gilbert as well. So shout out to Oak Island for the best greens. Congrats.
Man, I don't think Oak Island, even last year, so 2021, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think anybody would have even nominated Oak Island for the best greens. And we played out there a couple times this year at the King Cup at the Blue Chair and a couple practice rounds in between there. And the greens were absolutely mint. I don't know what they did differently out there. I think they really shortcut a few years ago. I know whoever took over, forget his name, took over the lease of Oak Island and just kind of ran it into the ground almost in terms of the upkeep of the course. So I think that they've hired proper staff out there, and their greens were, and water too, right? Because last year was super dry. Yeah. Was it last year? I remember the lakes. There was a crane in the lake. They were trying to dig for water.
That was when we were playing in the King Cup.
Was it? Yeah,
it was.
Those guys were ripping through the. Yeah, that's right. So they got some water. They have some proper upkeep for the greens. And as I said, Oak Island, always the best fairways, but they were never in the conversation for the greens. So it's really good to see Oak Island pulling through.
Yeah, like you said, I don't know if it's a change of people running it or what the heck really happened, but it's definitely noticeable as soon as you just step on the green. How lush the greens are. They start matching the fairways with how lush the fairways are. Mm-hmm. So yeah, like just incredible. We talk about Oak Lake every chance we get, but Des and the boys out there are on a sick trajectory with where they're taking this golf course.
It makes a difference when, the King Cup, it's nice when you can hit a putt and you know what it's going to do. That's the biggest thing for me on a green, right? You have a good idea. If you hit the right putt, it's going to go in the hole. And that's how I felt that Oak Island was. Shiloh's always like that. Gilbert as well. And like I said, as Rigo said too, I've only played Niakwa a couple times. But the greens at Niakwa are basically like carpet. I remember on the practice green before I played there, I think it was 2 years ago now with Marty and Moose and Patch. But I just remember thinking like, is this even a real green?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I think like Niakwa probably should have been maybe higher in the conversation here if we had more of a Winnipeg following.
Right.
But you can't take anything from Oak Island because they had one hell of a year and they deserve everything. What's Trev talking about here? The Tamarack fee?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It hurt me to announce Oak Island over Gilbert, but
Yeah, I mean, a huge shout out to Scotty and the crew out there. They've had those greens have been that way for a lot of years now, right? And it's consistently like that every year. And they do one hell of a job. I mean, Gilbert greens to me are the best greens to hit into, right?
Yeah,
they're very receptive.
All right,
what do we got here? We got best fairways.
Yeah, next up we got best fairways. And the nominees were Oak Island, Shilo, Poplar, and Gilbert. So the usual suspects here. And the 2022 Domie goes to, shockingly, Oak Island. So Oak Island beat out Poplar Ridge.
Poplar's fairways are mint too.
I mean, what do you say about? I don't know what else to say about Oak Island. I mean,
we kind of just rinse and repeat every time we talk about them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oak Island, that's a back-to-back win for Oak Island for the best fairways. So,
Hey-o.
I mean, the fairways have been good for as long as I remember there, but it's the greens. And once you tie those two together, I think it becomes almost an unstoppable force, especially with Oak Island being such a fun course to play. You got some drivable par fours. You got some really scenic par threes. You got some cool par fives, par five to finish. And it's just a really good course, I feel like. And
sick driving range, sick putting green. They're back up in the clubhouse. Things are rolling there right now. Things are trending upwards.
So I think that's – oh, no, never mind. I was going to say that's it for Oak Island, but we'll save that for the next one here. Okay, moving on to the toughest course. We had the semifinalists were Granite Hills, Shilo, Elmhurst, and Gilbert Plains. The finalists were Granite and Elmhurst. And this was another landslide as well. I mean, none of these finals were really that close, other than the most overrated one. But so the winner of the toughest course in Manitoba is Granite Hills, Reggie's favorite course.
Reg, give us your feelings.
No, I can't even complain, or I can't even comment really, because when I played it, I told you guys I had a bad experience because I played from like the senior tees type deal, because we were on like a stag, and I was driver 60 into like two of those par fives, so it wasn't even really. I would like to play the course from like the
tip is what everybody says, right?
Yeah, or even the ones second from the back. Like I played way up tees and it wasn't tough, but
it is a fun course.
Same. I honestly, I can't comment on it too much. Like it was my stag. Yeah, so I don't remember shit. Like I remember coming like down the end. The lake was beside you and shit. Yeah. Literally, like that's all I remember.
I think that
I yammied on like the third hole and. Yeah.
To be fair, I think that we need to. I think, well, personally, I know that I do. I need to give it another chance because I think it is a sick course. But
yeah,
as long as it's not wet.
The tough thing about I mean, it kind of depends what you're into. But the tough thing with Granite, with Buffalo Point, with Hecla, they're all such scenic, fun, well kept, really good golf courses. And I'm surprised that Hecla and Buffalo were hardly even mentioned in this conversation this year.
I still think Buffalo's such a hidden gem for people.
Buffalo won most underrated course last year. It didn't even get nominated this year. And I think I think part of that is a geographic difference.
Yeah.
I just don't think we have many Buffalo Point supporters watching the Domies. But the problem is that they're so far away from everything. Like even we had to pay that girl like $200 to drive us into town to go to a bar. And so if you're there for a stag, I mean, it's nice if you just want to hang out with the boys, but if you actually want to do some stuff, it's pretty hard to do that at those resorts.
But at least like at Buffalo, like there's the bar is like you've got a bar there and shit.
I don't think Granite had anything.
At Granite, no, like there's the local cottagers you could terrorize, but that's all.
And we did.
Yeah, a little bit.
We terrorized. But in terms of toughest, like the first hole at Granite Hills is probably one of the tougher holes in Manitoba.
Straight downhill dog leg?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blind.
Yeah.
I would like to play it again too. It is a really
Yeah,
hard
me
course,
too.
especially if there's a lot of wind coming off the lake there. That par 5, I think it's maybe the 3rd or 4th hole, dogleg left, right along the water.
Yeah, I got
Reggie, looking up the course or what?
I got nothing.
Oh, he's on mute.
Can you guys hear that water or no?
No.
Okay.
You pee?
No, the pipes from the upstairs shower like right on this wall, so I can hear it, but I didn't know if you guys could or not.
I can't personally. Can anybody in the
Okay.
chat?
No, that's good. Yeah, I gotta get to Granite one day to give it a fair shake. But obviously it's very tough if it's getting voted toughest on the Domies, which
Next year, I feel like we should have the award for best par 3. Although that'll probably go to like Clear Lake hole 17. I feel like everybody will just default to that. That'll be the most recognized one.
All right, we just put a fucking asterisk in the cat.
Maybe or we do best hole in Manitoba. That would be a cool one.
yeah, that'd be cool.
Best hole, and we need to do best par or best 9 hole next year. I'll write this down, but this paper will probably be thrown out next week. Okay, take us to or should we do most underrated now?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was just actually gonna suggest that. I just saw Brett's comment there. Sorry, I want to cut it off there. So I think I told you guys this already, but so Brett said Heck was nice, but the marshal needs to take his job less serious. Whole group is around even through 4, and Buddy already has clipboard and stopwatch. And I think I told you guys this at Fox's Stay when we were at that Bear Mountain and we were on like hole 4. Fox goes this, or maybe it was like hole 6, and the marshal drives up, and Foxy's like, "Sorry, we're not playing that bad. We got 2 scratch golfers," and he's going on. The guy cuts him off. He says, "I don't care. Play quicker."
What?
Just cuts him off mid-sentence, just yells, "I don't care," and says, "Play quicker," and drives away.
It's funny because I always shit on like marshals for not doing a fucking thing, but at the same time, don't be that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless like you are creating an absolute massacre out there and everybody's 4 holes behind and you guys are just a complete gong show.
That's what happened to us at
just
Granite too. We get stuck behind those yahoos, and the whole course did. It was like an 8-hour round.
Was it not Niakwa Island that we got rushed off the course?
No.
Yeah,
they let us play an extra 9.
The day after that, but the day before they were like literally waiting on the greens for us to finish.
Oh right, yeah, that's why I lost my club.
And wasn't it like 8 o'clock? Like it wasn't even late.
Yeah, like there's tons of daylight left, and these guys are like literally waiting on the edge of the green for us to finish golfing.
But then the next day, Trick Shot Sandy let us play an extra 9.
Yeah, huge shout out to Trick Shot Sandy, man. This guy's a legend.
Guy's a beauty. He had his skates on when we got into the pro shop. I'm just kidding.
Granite 17. That's right along the water, right, Kev?
Yeah, it's sick.
I think the last 3 holes are right along the water.
Okay, so this year's Domie for most underrated. The nominees were Carman. Again, shout out to Carman. They're not a local course, so to make it on here, nice work. Deloraine, sick course from what we've heard. Have you guys played it?
No, I think we're on year 2 or 3.
We're a joke. We're a joke.
Yeah, we are a joke.
Saying we're going, but
sick golf podcast. Play some of these courses, you idiots. Yeah. Anyways, we will next summer. Too bad you can't play them in the winter when there's nothing to do.
Will you guarantee it?
Guarantee it?
Make a Kngdom guarantee that you'll play Delo next year. Hold on.
Okay.
I'll film you.
Are you going to film the recording that you're doing right now?
Say it.
I guarantee that I'll play Deloraine next
when he's recording.
Oh yeah.
I guarantee I'll play Deloraine next summer.
It's recorded. Good point, Drums.
So Carman, Deloraine, Poplar Ridge. I don't know if he can be. Yeah, I guess most improved. And anyways, and Niakwa. And the finalists came down to Deloraine and Niakwa. And the winner of the 2002 2022 most underrated golf course in Manitoba is Niakwa.
We didn't clap for Granite either. Do you get a clap for being the toughest course? Like, they didn't share any of our stuff. They probably don't want to be known as the toughest course. That'll probably deter people from going out there.
Or they heard Reg shit talking them for
Yeah, that's probably it. Jay's in the chat tonight. Did you hear Reggie guarantee he's playing Delo in 2023?
That's what he's doing that for. So
damn to.
Yeah, I guess I'm playing with Jay.
We'll do that. We'll take that on.
We gotta talk about Niakwa.
Yeah, we do, absolutely.
Sick track, man. Like some of the views on that course and some of those holes, it's a sweet course. Like you kind of once you play it a few times, you kind of take it for granted, but it's another one of those courses that if you go to just as a first timer, like it's got some very nice golf holes. Like it's a cool track. And again, it's one of those courses that's kind of been bent over by Mother Nature in the last decade. Usually as soon as it starts getting really mint, the river floods and then they got to start from square one, which Mark Kirkowich, they always give him big shout outs on social media. He's their grounds guy. He's done a hell of a job on that course. I mean, it probably just feels like a fight that they just can't win because every time they do everything right and you just can't control Mother Nature. There's nothing they can do to control that river from coming up. And when that course is on, man, it is nasty. I would
tough
say.
too, right?
Oh yeah.
It is tough. I mean, Niakwa should actually probably have been in the conversation for toughest course. They got some tough holes.
That one par 4 on the back.
Yeah.
Like it's like 14 or 15. It's like a 430-yard par 4. It just seems like it takes so much to carry those bunkers with your drive. Like it's a
yes, that's right.
It's a tough hole.
Maybe Niakwa and Dosa should just build a dome over their course.
Hey.
That would stop the rain.
7's a sick hole too at Niakwa. The elevated tee box, par 5.
Yeah, unreal. I love that hole.
Yeah.
Cool
and the hole before that is a really nice looking back from 6 green.
6, yeah.
That's a really nice hole, 6.
Mm-hmm.
Niakwa is well deserving of this award, and we hardly ever talk about Niakwa on here, or maybe it was just this year because they didn't open till like mid-July.
Right.
But Niakwa definitely this year especially didn't get enough credit for the kind of course they had. And shout out to Lannon. I don't know how long Lannon's been running the Niakwa course, but he's one of those guys. Every time you have to ask him anything or reach out to him, he's just always very helpful, friendly, and that makes a big difference to me. Oh yeah, Reggie got a new driver.
Rickman has a good point about the ending with the par 3. I would say that's the only negative about that whole course.
In my opinion, though, it is kind of like different. It's something different. And
I think they should find a way to make 17 the finishing hole because that's a sweet hole.
But
downhill par 3.
Hear me out. Because I've been in some matches there before. Every time we usually go to Niakwa, we either play like a 2v2 or some sort of skins game or whatever it may be. And it's actually not that bad to play a par 3 because there's usually 2 or 3 guys that hit the green, and then you have a putt to win the match. If it comes down to that last hole, I don't know. I don't hate it.
Only issue is that there's so many really nice holes on that course. Like I just said, 17 with the elevated tee box, you're hitting down and then the green's elevated. It's such a cool hole. And then you drive up the hill and then you kind of just come to this.
Yeah, it is not the nicest par 3 either.
If that hole was in the middle of the course, it'd be whatever. But because it's a finishing hole, I don't know. But it can't take anything away from that course because the other 17 holes are sick.
So what would you suggest then? Like, because then they just have to gas that hole completely. I mean, 17 is close enough to the clubhouse that they could probably get away with that.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either.
Anyways.
Okay. The most overrated Domie. So this award, we're going to talk about this because there's lots going on here. This award just kind of came to be almost by accident. We were just kind of joking around with it, saying if there was a most overrated course, what would it be? And there were a few courses that popped into our minds. One was on the semifinal list here. But so we just kind of threw it out there for fun. We had no idea what was going to happen with it. Probably unnecessary to do, but at the same time, it's like in order to be overrated, I feel like you need to be highly rated to begin with and talked about and liked by a lot of people. And personally, I love Wheat City. I've been a member there. I was a member there for a long time. We have our league there. I said at the start of the show, I love what Grady and Dave have done, and this rest of the staff there, the Greens crew too. But we'll talk about that after. The most overrated course, the nominees were Clear Lake, Pine Ridge, Wheat City, and Glendale. So the two finalists we were hoping that these two would kind of get a pass here, and maybe Glendale, Pine Ridge would be finalists, but of course it had to be Clear Lake and Wheat City in the finals here. And it was the tightest race too. So we had 105 votes for Clear Lake, 116 votes for Wheat City. So the award for the most overrated course against this is not our opinion. These polls do not express our views, but the winner is Wheat City.
I'm not convinced for a few reasons.
This hurts my heart.
I'm convinced, I guess, because that's what happened with the votes. I think that maybe it's because we talk about Wheat City so much on here about how improved it is and how sick it is that people are saying our views might be overrated. Wheat City's not a course that I would put into the conversation of even being overrated.
I don't think so either.
It doesn't make sense to me.
I will say currently. Go back 4 or 5 years.
Yes.
Yep. Definitely overrated.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, that shouldn't have any impact on like this conversation, I don't think.
My opinion.
I'm just trying to give it some context too.
Yeah, that's fair, Drums.
My opinion from when I talk to people around the Brandon area and people that go to golf in that area, my argument actually at times is that it's underrated, and say that it's actually because people base their opinions on what the course was like 5 years ago, like you said, whereas they haven't played it since they did all the upgrades, and maybe they catch it on a day when it got flooded or something like that. Or, my opinion, they've done a hell of a job there. This is a meaningless, overrated award on the Kingdom. I love playing there when we go there. So
it's always nice when you can get in a shot with Grady because it doesn't come around often.
Good point.
So if Grady's listening.
But we love you.
And also we shouldn't forget the other finalist. Clear Lake, you have to be very
same thing.
You
talk about something long enough, people are going to get pissed off about it.
Yeah, that's true. And that's probably what it is, right?
Yeah.
Clear Lake and Wheat City are probably the two most talked about courses, and probably courses that people probably take for granted that play there so much. Mm-hmm. That would be my opinion. Like the guys play Wheat City all the time. The guys out of Clear Lake play there all the time. But we also, so because we gave this award out to Wheat City, we also wanted to do a quick shout out to Wheat City. Tire Pump. Yeah. So we all came up with a couple pros that we love about Wheat City because we are huge fans of Wheat City. This is not our award that we made, So Drums, kick us off. What are the best parts of Wheat City Golf Course?
I've always loved the layout of Wheat City. Unfortunately, those low holes, they're always going to have an issue. I don't know how you fix that. Obviously, nobody does, or they would have come up with a better fix for it. They've raised the dike. That has helped, but there's always the underground seepage. I've worked there. I loved the course when I worked there. Again, I love this course. There are very few things that I don't like about it. Like we talk about it all the time, but they're on just same with Oak Lake. They're on a really good trajectory for what they're lining up to do. There's kind of a bunch of things going on around them too that I think that are just going to help them more.
Mm-hmm. The condos and stuff.
Even just the look of the entrance of the course, the first tee, that type of thing, as that condo building gets more established and more mature, it's just going to mature the area around it too. So it's just going to look better and better and better. So it's just whatever. It is kind of just a funny award. It is funny at the same time. It does suck, but we're not actually shitting on Weed City. We love Weed City. Continue up with the amazing things that those guys are doing. The only thing they've got to get figured out is the parking lot. And again, that's probably 95% of because of the construction that was going on all year, but it was kind of a shit show parking. And then the only other thing, but they're limited with room too, right? Yeah. The cart storage, like they're maxed out on that type of thing. So, but those things are going to get solved at some point. Not everything's going to be done quickly. But no, I'll never actually shit on that course.
Reggie, I mean, you're not a huge Brandon golfer, obviously. You played there enough, though. What's your top things about Weed City that you like?
Two things that I absolutely love about the course. Three things, I guess. The opening tee shot is risk reward. Love that. Yes, I love hitting driver, going for the green on one. I love the back-to-back par fives on the front. I think that's sick. I love back-to-back par fives. You can just change a hole around in 2 holes. I've always enjoyed that. And the par 5 to finish, tough to beat. I speak about it all the time on here. I love par 5s to finish on golf courses.
That's a really good hole too.
Yeah.
It is.
18.
Especially if you're a lefty with a fade. Or a righty with a draw.
Yeah.
And you can drive the ball.
I agree with Drums on the it's kind of felt like it's been under construction. Like the course has been under construction for a few years because that condo's there, and it kind of makes it feel dysfunctional on the tee a little bit, the first tee when you're going there, because it feels like you're kind of just in a mess almost because of the parking lot and because of all the construction going around. But when that thing's done and it's all just clean, there's no construction going on anymore, it'll change the whole
aesthetics.
Just everything that you're feeling on the first tee, because it does kind of feel like it's in a bit of a
construction site.
Yeah, exactly. But that'll change soon, and that place looks nasty. So I'll buy my condo there, and then we'll go golf there all the time.
So for my pros, I had about 3 or 4 here. Rigo, you stole 2 of mine. The first tee shot and the closing hole. Both are great holes. The risk reward I usually take the low risk on hole 1 unless we're playing extra holes. I pull out the driver, but it truly is night and day. I lived in Brandon for 12 years, so I went to school there. And the last 3 or 4 years is night and day compared to what it was when I started golfing there. And it is really unrecognizable in the sense that the way it's run operationally, the aesthetics on the course. They not only have the condos there.
We heard that one.
It was a toilet flush, not a.
That was a big flush. That was a plunger.
They have the condos there. They also had Livingstone Landscaping put all the rocks in a few of the holes there, which really helps the tee boxes. Just looks a lot nicer. The greens are a lot more forgiving. I remember playing there. I would go play Weed City, and then I'd play Gilbert, and it was just like you'd have to land 10 yards before the Weed City greens and just kind of hope for a good bounce. And Gilbert, you almost have to land past the hole because of the spin on. So there was about that's a big difference. Like that's probably 20, 30 yards you're hitting different clubs there. So that was a huge thing. That the greens, especially number 2 at Weed City, they've done such a good job of fixing that green where you actually can hit onto it now. And the last one is the location. I mean, it sucks that there's a parking lot and there's stuff going on there. But if you're going out with the boys for a men's night or a tournament or something, it's right in town. So you don't have to be on the highway. You don't have to take a bus anywhere. You can just hop in a cab and head home. So those are my pros. The cons for me were the wind direction. So me and Moose kind of hit the ball in the same direction, and Drums too. And it's 95% of the time, 14 holes are my nightmare on that course. And yours
into you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The wind direction, I mean, Weed City can't do anything about that. But 15 green is tough for me too. It's a hard green to land on and stay on. They are making improvements to it though. The grass between hole 7 and 8 this year was pretty swampy. I know that it was flooded, but I just hope that they either clean that up or turn it into a hazard of some sort.
I kind of liked it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, I know, but put a red stake there at least, because you don't
No.
need to be spending 10. What? I don't know.
No, leave
And
it.
the final one is that it is busy. As Sean said, it's hard to get around in a good time. I mean, but that's the sign of a good golf course. If there's people there, it's the same as Clear Lake. You're there for 5 or 6 hours, but it's because people are willing to pay that. So that's probably why Wheat City and Clear Lake were in the overrated category, because they are so busy out there. I think that's probably part of it. But anyways,
Sure.
Huge shout out to Grady, to Dave, the staff there. We love you guys, and we're sorry we had to hand out that award to you.
It's actually, I remember when you were in school and I came in there to golf, and I was used to golfing at Gilbert, and I was like, where are we playing right now?
I know.
Like, why do you play here?
Yeah, it was awful.
Like, why do you
for-
play at this course? I would like fly
a
to the
solid
pin and
year.
it just bounce over the green. And I was like, what are we doing here? And I
I
think
mean,
I
that-
went once, and then I didn't come back because I was like, I'm not going to golf there. So we'd go to
That's
Shilo. We'd
still,
go elsewhere.
That shines more of a light on the current guys running it. Like, because if you think about it, yeah, they had so much water that they couldn't water the green. So yeah, the greens are going to be hard as hell and impossible to hit onto. So yeah, we've gotten less water. Like that flood was a once in a lifetime flood, right?
Right.
You're always going to have water troubles on that course, but they've still come up with ways with different drainage systems and everything like that to be able to maintain the rest of the course, even when they have some of those holes that are all fucked up because of the water. So again, hats off to these guys. They're doing amazing jobs, and they're just going to continue. So they won't be here for long.
But that's the difference there too, Drums. Imagine if the city was running the course when they got the water that they did this year. They just would have closed the course because they don't value the course. They don't value people coming to the course. They're members. When it was city run, it was so much differently between the pro shop, between the beverage carts, everything has just gotten significantly better. So that's enough, Wheat City. We probably said too much about them anyways. So
now we pump their tires too much. People are going to be pissed off.
Yeah, I was just going to say the Domies sponsored by Wheat City, the most overrated.
Round us out here for the best overall course.
No,
okay.
Or you want to go bonus at the end?
Oh, sorry. Yes,
Bonus.
you're right. Let's do the par, the 9-hole. Sorry.
9-hole courses there.
Who wants to do that?
Don't matter.
We got the order effed up here.
Yeah, you got
we're all
obviously
over the
overrated, but
What?
Where are we? Okay, Reggie, go.
okay. So we did a bonus. We didn't talk about it at the start, but we just wanted to throw it out there because we had some interest late from a few people that said we should do a best 9-hole course next year. So we just decided we don't have to wait till next year. We'll just do it this year. And it was just based on, we didn't have the same processes we did for the other ones, but we based it on the courses that were mentioned in all the categories. And we went from there. So the 4 nominees were Carberry. Is it Carberry Sandhills? Is that what it's?
Yeah.
Surus, sick course too. Rossman, home course. And Deloraine, which I'm playing in 2023. Guaranteed. So we had a winner of the toughest course last year. Went to the best 9-hole course, which is Carberry Sandhills. So shout out to those boys. I can't guarantee I can get there this summer, but I can only guarantee one in the summer.
I didn't get there this year either. Usually at least try once a year. Again, phenomenal course. It is tough. It can be super tough with how tight fairways are, and as soon as you go in the bush, it's gone, right? Like you're either getting poison ivy or it's completely gone. But it is a sick layout. It's a sick track for, like we always say, just these small towns that have unreal tracks. Shout out to Carberry, just being beauties again over there.
Yep. Quick comment here from Trev. He says he's been a member of both. There's no reason to be at Wheat City when Shilo is just outside the city. Maybe that
45 minutes. What are you, half hour?
No, you're probably 20 minutes.
That's still too much for me.
The argument that I've heard here, though, is that it takes like 5 hours to play Wheat City, and it takes like 3.5 hours to play Shilo. So probably by the time you left and got back, you'd actually still get home before a Wheat City round.
Yeah,
But-
but there's like Deweys involved. and
Yeah,
stuff.
you're still traveling on the highway, right? So that's what it is for me. But good point, Trev, for sure. 50, yeah, it is only 50 and 20 minutes. And Shilo is a great track, although it's too hard for me. I like Wheat City because, you know, it's easy. It's not. I mean, it's not easy. Like it gets my number every week. But okay, round us off with the best course here. Although we should give a quick shout out to Souris. Souris is one hell of a course. It's only probably half an hour from Brandon. Rossman Lake, of course, we talk about enough on here. But it is a fun track. If anybody ever wants to come out here, happy to have you. But the beer fridge and the Coke fridge too. The Diet Pepsi fridge is always open and always full. And Delo, of course, making some huge strides and went pretty far actually in terms of the most underrated course this year. I thought Delo was going to give Neeps a run, and they did pretty good. So shout out to Delo as well. Best course. What is it? Who is it?
I don't know. We're all fucked up here.
Drums, you do it.
Okay, so the best overall course, the granddaddy topper of the awards. The nominees were Oak Island, Elmhurst, Gilbert, and Niakwa. The finalists were Oak Island and Niakwa. And the 2022 Domie for best overall course goes to Oak Island.
Shocker of the year, the Oak Island Domies. Thanks for coming out, everybody.
Okay.
We'll see you later.
Shout out to Oak Island. We've pumped their tires so much. Everybody knows how sick it is. If you've been to the King Cup, lots of our followers have. Sick course, very well deserving. Touch on Niakwa again, making it to the finals for the best overall course as a Winnipeg course.
Yeah.
Pretty special there.
Almost unheard of. I don't think there's ever been another. Oh, Elmhurst was in toughest course.
Yeah.
We should set up something where, like, we get some Winnipeg guys and they come out here, we go in there and have a real competition who vote afterwards. Better course.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing. Like Jordy, is Jordy Lutz. He's one of the 2.5 sticks guys or whatever I think they're called. Is that good now? But he said that there's no way that Gilbert's harder than Granite or Elmhurst. Sorry. And I said, have you played Gilbert before? He said, no. So how would you know? Like, and I feel like that's the case with a lot of these votes.
Yeah.
Is like there's people from Winnipeg just randomly voting on courses that they've heard of before. People from like Brandon just voting for random Winnipeg courses that they never played. So, but I should say this because it is important. For the semifinals, we had 4,100 votes total, which is a lot, I think.
You're good.
Like, this isn't a sample size of 100 people that we're asking here. Like, I mean, maybe between all the categories it kind of is, but you know what I mean? Like, there's 4,000 votes there. And a lot of these, had, say, 250 per category, which is pretty good. And the finals had about half of that, 2,200, so more than half of that. So we picked up some new voters for the second half here. But that's what I kind of want to mention was it's not like it's just like 10 of us voting on these. Like 4,000 votes, that's quite a bit between both platforms, and you kind of open it up to everybody. So, yeah, like we said, I don't think we need to carry on about Oak Island any further. I mean, they
congrats and well deserved. That's as far as we need to go.
The crazy thing is too, with all those votes, the best overall course, the semifinal between Niakwa and Gilbert, actually came down to 2 votes.
Oh,
twice.
yeah.
Yep.
Niakwa beat them by 2 votes overall. So we could have, I guess, just been biased and took the home course and put it on there. I probably would have been a more well-liked guy around this neck of the woods, but These were the real results. We're not fixing shit. So this is how it all shook out. And some unreal courses. I wish we could just go around on tour and play them all summer long and really get our take on them. But we all know how that's worked the last 2 years, and it's probably going to be the same next summer. So
quit getting married.
And when those 88 bits hit, we'll be touring.
88
yeah,
sats.
that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Sean has a really Sean has a really good point about Cirrus. Cirrus hole 1 is messed, man.
Oh my god. Yes.
But once you played that before, like it's a 5-iron,
right,
and you can get all the way down there.
Even if
you're really standing on the tee and you have no idea what's down there.
Right, you could literally hit a fucking pitching wedge and you'd be fine.
Yeah, but if you hit a driver, you're going the creek, and I don't think a whole lot of people know that. Should be like a warning sign, like "Do not hit driver here."
Halt.
Well, yeah, or like something that says creek 240 yards away. Right?
Yep. Trev, Niakwa is a must play. It is. It's actually a really good course. Aside from like the greens being in great shape, Niakwa is a solid course. I mean, it's private. You got to pay a lot of money to play there. But we got some buddies there. I shouldn't mention them on here. Probably don't want to name drop. Plus the people we know in Winnipeg, we never take them up on our offers anyways because Rigo gets every weekend filled every summer. So 4 temp holes last year. Kev says Niakwa was nice. 4 temporary holes last year. Track is great. Clubhouse is awesome there. I mean, it's a membership, right? It's a private club. So obviously they have the funds to be able to the upkeep and shit like that. But Oak Island is a gem, and there's more and more people coming from out of province, out of this area to play Oak Island for the stay and play stuff. What's Stanley Thompson?
That's
He's the architect.
No. He did Clear Lake, right?
Yeah.
But what's Trev talking about? Which one?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Niakwa?
It must be.
Okay, sorry, folks. Just going through comments here. Bent grass. Yeah, it is bent grass in Niakwa. Kind of wild, actually. Jay says the island getting the recognition it deserves. Yes. Lots of years that parking lot was empty and it didn't make any sense. Could not agree more.
Yeah, you'd pull up there and of course, we'd be late because we're playing with the Headleys. And as soon as you round that corner, there's 0 cars in the parking lot. You're like, we're good.
Drums, I don't think I played a golf round with you in the last 3 years where you've been on time. So
1 year, 2 years. How old is that kid? Since that, it's impossible leaving.
One time you were sleeping. So, okay, that's it. That's the Domies.
There it is.
I would say, I guess we should just say thanks everybody who who voted.
Oh, shots fired.
Patty's always taking shots, man. That guy does not hold back with anybody. I love it.
He's
a sniper.
I'll play.
Yes, thanks everybody for. What did you say?
He said he's going to take me on. I got to get my game in shape.
Yeah. Thanks everybody. I know that majority of people aren't listening at this point to who voted. But I mean, the Domies would not exist without people voting and nominees coming in and everything, people tuning into the show. So this would not be possible without everybody who contributed. So we do still have to do the contest though.
Oh, Jesus.
That's right.
Fell asleep here.
I was hoping you didn't forget. I didn't want to have to remind you, but you don't forget shit like that.
Never. So here's the plan. We had 19 entrants into the contest, which, I mean, seems really small number, I think, for what the prize was, but it was a tough contest. You had to listen to 12 episodes, get the keyword, send in an entry form, and there was 19 people that did it. So whoever entered this contest, we respect that gratefully, and we appreciate you tuning in. But that was a respectable contest to even be an entry in, I think. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to share the screen. We're going to do this live. And so Kev said that Pine Ridge is the best track in the city. Sorry, I'm getting distracted here.
Yeah,
it was
folks for the contest.
Okay, I'll share the screen here. Sorry, shut up. Sure. Can you guys see that? No.
It's hard.
Is that in Wingdings? Or Webdings?
Can you see that or not? Oh,
A little
fuck.
bit.
I shouldn't have done that. Sorry. We messed this up already.
Oh, Christ.
No, nobody would have seen it. Nobody would have seen it.
Okay,
so
hang on.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Rigo. What's your idea?
I think people might have saw that, so they could and go back. So I'm just going to go numbers.
The way we're going to do it will work still. It will. So everybody's names were on there.
I'll just do a number generator.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm going to do a number generator on my phone.
Okay. We don't want this to be tainted at all. So you got
No,
1 to 19, Rigo. Show your phone.
Well, I'll just explain that everybody's name 1 to 19 is in the spreadsheet. The number that Reg picks is going to be the winner. We will scroll up to that winner as soon as he picks. What do you got, buddy?
Okay, Rigo, before we do it, so we want to say thanks to AC for signing the head covers. So the winner of this contest is going to receive the AC edition head covers from King Golf. So it's $250 worth of head covers, plus signed by Aaron Cockerill himself, the T4 King. And you got a Kngdom hoodie, which is still yet to be made, but you're going to have the first ever Kngdom hoodie. We might have to maybe do a contest for the design there of what it should be.
All right, you want an IOU.
Yeah, you want an IOU. Plus, you get a Bitcoin wallet set up with some Satoshis in it. So, sponsors
88 of them?
King Golf. No, not enough to get you in, but a good start. King Golf and Silverstone Solutions. So thanks everybody who has entered, for everybody who's watched all 12 episodes and got them. Reggie, what is the number?
Okay, there's the screen between 1 and 19.
One?
The fuck?
What number is it? Number
Like
one.
Number one.
Number one is SM. I'm pretty sure that's
SS.
I'm pretty sure that's Shane. That's Shane, baby. Murphy's dad.
Murphy's dad. Okay, just to prove to everybody that that wasn't just number one.
Murph.
It's an actual generator.
Okay, also one more thing though.
People are thinking you made it, so
we should congratulate Shane, obviously. However, if you see this list here, you entered the contest and your initials are not on this list, let us know, because then we're gonna have to redo this. Because I did my best to put them all together here. I mean, you got text messages coming in, you got Instagram, you got Twitter. So if you entered the draw and your name is not, your initials are not on this list, let us know. But for now, Shane is the champ.
You can't say for now. This guy's just gonna have a fucking celebration right now, and you're gonna pull it from him.
Hey,
no, he won.
Like he's gonna wrap these up for a present. He just finished his Christmas shopping. You're gonna fuck that up.
There he is, right there, Murphy's dad. Attaboy, Shane. Well deserved, buddy. I mean, anybody who entered the contest is very well deserved, but Shane, Murphy's dad, Murphy's the cat, right?
Oh, look at Rickman's last comment.
Oh, they must know each other. That's unreal. Okay, well,
yeah, he was
Rickman
the Desert Classic champ last year, I think.
The guy hasn't owned a head cover in 10 plus years, so very well deserved. There you go, Murph. Papa's got a brand new head covers.
Preliminary winner, yeah. That's right.
Papa Murph.
Oh, that's good shit. Attaboy, Shane. Okay, that's it. Maybe we'll do this again next year, I think. Hey?
All right. That's the awards, I guess.
Are we going to do a Domies next year or next? Not a Domies, an episode next week. Sorry, kind of sad here. Another year gone.
But, shit. Yeah, we better.
Well, isn't that like Christmas Eve? Oh yeah, we could do it
Next
next week. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
It's only August.
So Shane and Sean must have been the champs. That's good. Hopefully he puts the signed AC cover at least in a frame for a while and maybe uses the other two. I think we'll just sign the driver, eh? Or maybe we'll get him to sign all three of them on the back or something. We'll see.
We'll sign the other ones. AC signs the driver. We got the other ones covered.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Thanks again, everybody, so much for coming tonight. Go ahead.
I'm in an absolute battle right now. I can't hear anything you guys are saying. So I'm the internet is going absolute wild here. These to make sure you guys are still okay. So you guys are. I can't hear fuck all right now. So I haven't heard a thing you guys have said for 3 minutes. So I'll just.
Okay. Drum, take us away.
Okay, we're out here at Reg. We were just messing with you the past little bit. Thanks, everybody, for coming to the awards. Hopefully, maybe one year we can get so big that we can do this shit in person.
Why? Yeah, we probably should, but
at our own golf course. We're working on it. We got big plans here. No, thanks again, everybody. We'll see what happens. We might see you next week. We might see you in 2023. But love y'all. Thanks, boys. Peace out. Later.
Love you, fellas. Bye-bye, everybody.